good evening again. We are talking about the F factors of relationships. And my very first question is family. How does family really affect your relationship when you have blended families? Being over the age of 50 and you meet up with someone and they have kids and you have kids and they have older kids. And I'm finding that most of the time with older daughters, they're very protective of their fathers. And
Yes.
so tell me, and I want true thoughts, how does the family really affect the relationship when you're trying to blend the two? Or let's just say one of the children don't like who he's dating or getting ready to marry. Is there anyone that would like to jump in and share their thoughts? Go ahead, Miss Millie. I saw that hand come up.
My oldest son, I'm 53. He's the worst. He think he's my dad. He is 30. He'll be 37 next month, and I'll be 54. But long as I had him when I was 16. So we grew up together. It's
Okay.
almost like when I'm dating, the man he got to be the judge and the jury. In most cases, I tell him, boy, if you don't sit down somewhere, how you think you got here? I have to tell him that. But they are very protective of me, and I have three boys, so you already know.
Three
I have
boys.
three boys and one girl, and they protect me and her like we are the best commodity out there.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. So they very protective when you have a blended family, and his main thing. My mom ain't raising no more children. I'm like, boy, if I need to, I raise you. So
Gotcha.
it's really really a hard situation sometimes
Mhm.
because you have to be cautious as a woman. You can't bring every uncle in the house in the bedroom. My uncle was in my bedroom. You can't do that. These ladies
Especially
love
if
to
you
see
have
uncles.
girls.
Yes. Why is my uncle coming out your room? So no, you don't do that. But they very protective when you got a blended family, especially when you women of a certain age.
Right.
Hmm.
Okay. My first cuz, you got your hand up.
Yes, ma'am, I do. I want to say I'm a product of a blended family. My mother and my stepfather, they've been married now 44 years. And he is my dad. He stepped up and he did what he's supposed to do. I'm
So
currently in a blended family now. My wife and I have my older son, BJ. Okay. And with BJ, he stayed with us, half the time he would come and he would go. And the thing that we did not do, which would have been the proper thing, is when me and Veronica met and we decided we were going to be together, have counseling. Take the time to seek some kind of family counseling that's going to help everyone. And I'm talking from my perspective, from BJ's perspective, and then from his mother's perspective, her and her husband. And at that time when we were going through that transition, I'll be the first to tell you, I was not mature enough and I was ignorant to the fact of how this could be so beneficial for the entire family. And after
Okay.
me and my wife had multiple conversations and problems start to arise, there's some things I didn't see. I saw my son and I saw my wife. I didn't see all the problems that was being caused because I'm in the middle. I love my wife and I love my child. I didn't choose my child over my wife, but you still have to try to balance those things out. And I'll be the first to say I was not smart enough to seek the proper counseling. So if anyone is dealing with any kind of blended family situation, I would recommend and suggest get family counseling. And I'm going to take it a step further. I'm not talking about the counseling somebody at the church. That's not what I'm talking about. Don't go to the church and speak to the second or third pastor in line thinking they're going to give you good family counseling. I'm not talking somebody who went to school, someone
yes,
who got a
professional.
degree that specializes in family counseling. In my opinion, I wish if I ever had a chance to have a do-over in life, I wish I would have done that because I
Uh-oh.
You might be a little frozen. So I'm going to just jump on over to Brother Anson. Come on, Anson.
See, I'm not experienced in this blended family arena, but I do have a son. I do have my son, my junior, and for me to be with someone, she has to get along with him, and he has to get along with her. That's a must. That's not
Hmm.
That's right.
I'm not
Non-negotiable.
non-negotiable. I'm not going to dilly dally when it comes to him and his life. I can go from woman to woman easily, but I'm not finna introduce him to all the women. So
That's
he's
right.
priority number one in my life. And I mean, yeah, I want to mess with someone, get my rocks off, but I'm not gonna do that to his expense.
Mm.
But
I like that.
family is very important, very very important. And when it comes to blending families, it all boils down to get along with that family, how you interact with that family, how you can coexist with that family. You know, whether it's me or who I'm with, I'm not finna bring no woman around here and then you know my mama, and my mama don't like her, and they button heads. That's not gonna work.
All right.
It's not gonna work at all. And you know it ain't gonna work.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that your thoughts with me about that. I'm going to jump in and say the experience of a woman dating men with older children, but the big, I don't know, I won't say it was a deal breaker, but it was something that just startled me because, being over the age of 50, you don't anticipate a man like 54, 55 having young children. You would always think that they would have grown and adult children. But when you meet a man and he's real nice, and then you find out he has a 4-year old, it's like, really? And then that's when the girlfriend, the baby mama
Baby
drama
mama
gets
drum.
started because they want to send them with them every weekend to try to shield your potential fun. But when you're like Dr. Fabulous, you know how to finagle the system. But with that being said, as I stated, blending a family, Bobby G says counseling. Yes, definitely it will take counseling when you're trying to blend a family. Is there anyone else who would like to talk about an experience they may have had with that or your thoughts on that? Let me go to Brother Malik. Come on, Mr. Malik. If you met a woman and she had older children, like 30-year-old kids, and then she also had a 6-year-old, what would be your thoughts on that?
That was me.
Um, I've been in some situations similar to that, and what I learned is you have to kind of, I just be myself, and a lot of times the siblings, well, the children of the girl I'm kicking it with, they just adapt to me. If they got guys, boys, they
I'm
adapt.
gonna stop you right there. I'm stopping you. Did you say the girl you kicking it with? So you're
That's what
not
he
really in
said.
a relationship. You just kicking it.
I said what I was saying is
You
when
just
I was
kicking
in,
it.
I'm saying when I was in a situation like that,
But
the,
were you kicking it or were you in a relationship?
well, both, because you have to kick
Kicking
it
it
to get.
mean just getting the cookie.
Well, see,
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
well,
Either you in a
relationship, because what I'm
relationship
saying,
or you
well,
kicking it and getting some cookies.
well, let me say it like this. I had relations. In some cases, I had a relationship, but some cases I had, it varies because I had multiple women. I had like 4 and 5 women at
At
one
the
time.
same time,
Yeah, I done that. What I'm saying,
that's
but
elite.
I'm not
That's
bragging
elite.
about it. I'm just saying when I came through a certain era, that's what I did. But what I noticed about it is, I got 2 boys, Malik and Malachi, and go back to first cuz. I didn't bring, once me and the mother had broke up. See, I had a lot of good women, and I'm admit I was the problem. It wasn't them, it was me. And sometimes you have these demons inside of you where you might be just a magnet. I'm like a magnet for women. When I used to go out and hang out, women just draw to me. I didn't have to, I got more attention just by not trying to get attention. So if that makes any sense to you. But getting back to the point, what I learned is really, when I came into situations like that, I would just be myself, and people just kind of draw to me because of my spirit. Everything's about connection and spirit and becoming wholesome. So I guess I hope I answered your question about that.
No, you didn't, because my question to
Tore
you
that
would
all up.
be,
You tore that up.
no, you really didn't. You just let me know that you had 5 or 6 women, you was kicking it, you was getting a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit everywhere. But I got that. But what I'm getting ready to ask you is, when the woman had children,
Okay.
and even though you was just kicking it, do you think it was you when you had to give her advice about discipline the children, or do you think you would just stay out of it and not say anything only because you was just kicking it?
I understand. Okay, I got you. I'm a counselor too because of my experience. So if they asked me certain questions, or if they was going through certain things, we would deal with it. But a lot of times it was like older kids, and they was like kind of gone. But when they did, in some situation when it was younger kids, I could still be that mentor. So I could straddle the fence. In other words, I could shake hands with corporate or rub elbows with the brothers in the hood. It's all good. I could do both. And that's what I was able to be, like a Renaissance man.
Oh, okay. All right.
The jack of all trades and the master of what?
None.
But anywho, I'm gonna move on from that one, because that's a little different for Dr. Bacon. But like I said, the experience that I've had when it came to relations, and I'm just gonna put the scenario out there. This guy, of course, he was crazy, crazy, crazy about Dr. Fabulous, but he had an 11-year-old daughter. And she was like, doggone it, I'm going to be in the midst of everything. I ain't going to let you get my daddy. I'm going to be right there. And so it kind of dwindled that all the way down, because it was like we would be somewhere and all of a sudden she'd just pop up. But the thing of the matter was, when you have parents, and I'm just going to say this, ladies, sometimes the mothers groom them children. When somebody else, I need you to get in there and do what you need to do to make it break on up. But I didn't even take it there. I gave him an opportunity. I said, I understand. We're having a wonderful time. However, this is something that you got to sit down and work out with your little girl to let her know she's a little girl. She's not an adult. And, that's just something I'm not going to deal with. And I left it at that. And as they say, God keep on blessing every day of the week. Hey, can I get an amen? Now, anyone else would like to answer that question? Because if not, I'm gonna move on to my next question.
You got two of the hands raised. You got Veronica
ahead,
and then Rico and Levita.
Okay, I see Rico and Levita, and Chocolate Pearl looked like you wanted to tell me something. I'm gonna come back to you. Rico and Levita, go ahead and share with me.
Well, I think, again, I think that goes with what the brother was saying earlier with maturity. If you're mature going into the relationship, there shouldn't be no mama drama, no daddy, or anything like that. Yeah. Regardless of the age of the child, it's all based on the parent themselves.
Exactly, and their parenting skills.
That's right.
We didn't have any, none at all.
Yeah. So
that little girl ran, she called the shot.
To me, if I introduce my children to someone, that means I'm fully committed. That means I'm with this person.
That's right.
Correct. So with that being said, that means I should tell also the parent of my child, this is what's going on. If anything else
Period.
is going on, that means that you actually still have feelings for that person. If they're intercepting, like you said, if you're going out and they're intercepting you going out, throwing curveballs at you, that means that person still has feelings for you.
Yep.
I
Bottom
believe
line.
that.
You know, but a lot of it has to do with maturity.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
like that.
if both parties are mature, then you shouldn't even have that issue.
Mm.
Well, I appreciate that, Mr.
Right.
Rico. I'm gonna come on over to Chocolate Pearl, then I'm gonna grab Veronica, and I'm gonna leave Anson, save the very best for last. So, Miss Chocolate Pearl, go right ahead.
I just wanted to say, comment on what you said in regards to dating someone with a young child. I've actually dated someone with a young child, and I prefer not to date anyone that have school-age children. And that's because I don't want to take from that child the experience with their parent, because I feel that I'm selfish. So I want that person to me. I don't want him to not be available because he has to run and go take care, Becky Sue and Vanessa or what have you. I want his attention when I need it. So I prefer to date someone that should be in their 50s who has adult children. I prefer to date them as an adult because I won't have to worry too much and say, I have to stop, drop, and roll for my child because I have to pick them up from school. I got to pick them up from a game, or I got to pick them up from a party, or I got to pick them up from my baby mama house. No, if you have adult children, it shouldn't be that, because those are adult children.
Chocolate Pearl girl, I'm here to tell you, 56-year-old men got 5- and 6-year-old children, honey.
Yeah.
That's because they were acting like Malik.
He was trying to school me. He was trying to draw me in.
Somebody that has a 2- and a 4-year-old, and he was 54. And and he has 8
grandchildren. Then
he has 8 children, and the rest of them, I think the youngest out of the rest of them was 16. And then you stopped, and then you went to a 2- and a 4-year-old. That's just crazy. First of all,
but wait. This is what get me, Chocolate Pearl. So he just trying to swoo Dr. Fabulous. Oh, he trying to get me.
Want you to have razor.
Wait. And then he say, "You want to go to the movies?" I say, "Sure." And he tell me we were going to some kiddie movie. And I was like, I looked at him, I was like, well, why he want to go to a kiddie movie? Child, he pull up, had a baby in the back seat in a car seat. And I'm like, oh, he done tried Dr. Fabulous. But I was real nice. I held on to my Holy Ghost. We had a nice little night. And the little boy, he was so cute. Oh my God. He could have stood with my grandchildren because, I got a 3-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 9-year-old grandchild. So what Dr. Fabulous looked like going out with a man, and I'm going to be stepmama to a 4-year-old. And he says to his dad, I like her. That's the little boy, because, I can swoo a man. And so he say, Daddy, what I'm gonna call her? I'm gonna call her. I say, you not, sweetie. I say,
oh my God.
I see you next time. Knew that it was never gonna be another next time. Because I just was like, hasta la vista, baby. And that was the end of that. But the little boy, he was so cute, and he was taking the Dr. Fabulous. I was like, no. I got 3 grandkids. But anyway, I see another hand up. I see Veronica. Come on, Veronica. I saw Mary hands up, but Mary and old dude, they be throwing them hands up and forgetting they put them up. So I don't know if Mary really got that hand up tonight, y'all.
Yes,
is it really up, Mary?
It's up. It's up.
Okay, well, I'm gonna come on back to you after Veronica. Come on, Veronica.
Well, I always think that when you're dating somebody with kids, it's really not the preparation, I think, of the person coming into the relationship without kids. I think it's the person who has kids. Like, are you willing to be unselfish enough to share? Because that's the biggest thing I find. It's not necessarily, the kids are never really the problem. It comes down to the adult. You know, is the adult in a position to say, hey, I'm willing to allow you to come in and be a parental figure in this child's life fully, and I'm going to trust you fully? Or is it going to be like, I want you to come in and babysit my child? You know, those are two different situations. And I think oftentimes people get into, or, you know, having a child and wanting to date somebody, everybody wants to find love, but you're really not 100% ready to take on what that looks like for that child. You know, are you going to be able to trust somebody to make decisions and discipline and respond to your child like a parental figure? Or are you going to be standing over their shoulder, looking at every decision they make and having them run everything past you? Because that's not going to work. You know, so those are typical.
But see, the difference, Veronica, is when it's two willing parties. I was, how they say, I was bamboozled. I was hoodwinked because, see, I didn't know anything, because I feel like this, had he told me up front that he had a 4-year-old, that was a total different conversation. But you try to swoo me, and so when the child
my comment wasn't about your situation in particular. It was about.
I'm just saying. Yeah. He got me on that one, because I never knew. Had he told me, that's a different conversation. And I believe upfront and personal. If you really think we're going in a certain path or a certain direction, let's put everything out on the table. I feel like he should have told me from the very beginning that he had this 4-year-old, and that would have given me the option to say, hey, I'm willing to do this, or I'm not, because that's the purpose of having a relationship with someone. You have the right to say yes, and you have the right to say no. So I didn't say anything. I just disappeared. You know that new thing where they call it ghosting?
Invisible. You was invisible.
I was ghosting, y'all.
He didn't give you the right to choose.
Correct. If he had given me that right to choose, then it would have been a different scenario. But because he didn't, I was like Casper, and that's the end of that. So, Miss Marianne, go ahead. Your hand is up. I'm ready to hear what you got to say.
So I've been in many situations, many scenarios, many different things. I date older men. That's no secret. A lot of them, except the one that I'm dating now, has children. Has children.
Well, work on out there.
Yeah, trying to. And Marlena can attest to this, because she was with me. She was with me seeing day in and day out of the situation that I was in with my ex, having a child and just kind of jumping right in, being stepmom. And not to mention that the age gap was probably 6-8 years between us two. It's like, this is my friend, this is my little brother, or something like that. How can I be a mom to somebody and we're that close in age? That's one. A second situation was with what was it? Me and the guy's daughter was the same age.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe even a few months apart. And it was like, it's awkward. Like, dang, okay, but awkward. It's odd and it's awkward. And it's like, whoa, like, ooh, yeah, this could be my daddy too, huh? Yeah. And it is my daddy. Hey, no wink, wink.
That's your daddy, girl. That's your daddy.
No, that's right. It was your daddy.
So it was my daddy. You're right. So it was just different scenarios, and even with guys my age, right? They still have kids, so they're not serious, or they're not upfront of what they may want, and they don't put the full disclosure out there. Like, hey, I'm in a situation. I have a child, and the child is 4 or 3, blah, 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 so on and so forth. That communication is out there. And I'm very open-minded with a lot of things. I'm very open-minded, period. I'm okay. And I'm down to earth in all things. But sometimes it gets to the point, it's like, dang, nah, I just want somebody to myself. I want all of his attention, and he should receive all of mine. And we should, get and date to know one another. our likes or dislikes, the subject of the night, the topic, finance, faith, fitness, and family, all of that, like all these categories, different parenting styles and all of those things of the sort. Like even with the ex, I grew up in a strict household. There's certain things that I couldn't do and could do. Our parenting styles were different, like the disciplinary. Hey, look, no, he shouldn't be doing such and such and such. And he was like, oh, well, no, he's just making excuses for the child. And I'm like, we're not raising no weak ass boy. And he's Black too. So what you're doing, you're softening him up. Like, no, and I'm a female saying this. Like, no. And so we did seek counseling. We did go to a family counselor, and it was like, nah, yeah, this is what it should be. We're not yada, 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 yada.
But I'm 52.
And Jay's 52. Jay's 52, and he doesn't have children. So why did you say that? What was that for?
Is that like a hint, Mary? Is that a hint?
Come on, Doc.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
Just saying. So that's my spiel on the whole subject.
All right. Well, thank you, Mary.
Absolutely.
And I understand, girl. You are that woman of the world where you like them old, you like them young, you just like them. I'm glad you liking them. That's all that matters. You liking them. All right. And tell him he 52. Do the calculation. When the baby walk across the stage,
80.
he'll be when he
80.
graduate.
My dad was 43 when I was born and 45 when my brother was
I don't
born.
look 52, so my baby walk across the stage, we just gonna be G'd up and fly.
All right, well, keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. Okay, I'm gonna slide right on over there to Brother Anson. I'm ready for you, Anson. Bring it to me. Bring it on home.
I said previously I wasn't in a blended family relationship, but I almost was because oddly enough, I wound up having dealings with a friend of mine's baby mama unknowingly. Yeah, I didn't know that she was his baby mama when I first met her, but she was fine. So I have no regrets. But I have no regrets. But I did keep my third eye open and paid attention to what was going on with her in her life. And I had found out early enough that she wasn't going to be involved in my son's life.
Oh, okay. So you did not want her involved with your child.
Oh no, because she even complained about it. She was like, "You done met all three of my kids, but I ain't met yours." And in my mind, I thought immediately that you wasn't gonna meet him.
So let me get this analogy down pat. If I would use the words of Brother Malik, you was just kicking it with the woman. You was kicking it.
That was the conclusion of what was happening. Yes.
Oh, okay. So because you knew that you was just kicking it with her, you met her 3 children, but you didn't allow her to meet your one.
No, that was not the gist of what happened. What happened was,
but you say you knew from the beginning you didn't want her to meet your child.
I found out quickly enough that I was not going to introduce my child to her.
Okay, so it was something you found out why.
Okay. It was various reasons why.
Gotcha.
He wanted, what I wanted to say was, I did tell him once I told her that I know him. And basically I had a conversation with her, like, which one of us is going to tell him? Because he has a right to know. And
okay, wait. You see, you losing Dr. Bacon. Excuse me, Dr. Fabulous. My professional name jumping in with my stage name. But anywho, so I'm trying to get this. I'm grasping it. You were dating someone, a best friend ex. Is that what you're telling me?
Correct, yes.
Oh, and somebody had to tell your best friend that you was dating one of his ex.
Yes, because I found out.
Okay, I got it. I got it now.
And when I found out, I determined that he had to know. So I asked her, I said, which one of us gonna tell him? Now it was the week before Valentine's Day. I mean, not Valentine's Day, Mother's Day. So he has 100% custody of their daughter, right? So I knew that, and I was like, to benefit her, he needs to know. But she was talking about, oh, I don't think he need to know what I got going on. He don't need to know my business. He crazy.
They were trying to keep it on. She was trying to keep it on the down low because y'all
Right.
was just kicking it. I got
And
that.
I told her, I said, that's stupid. You sound like somebody else I know, which is my child's mother. You sound dumb. So I told her, I said, him knowing will benefit you because he will be more inclined to let you see your daughter. And
Right.
she didn't believe that at first. But later on, I found out that he was rooting for me and her to be together because he knew what type of guy I am.
Yeah, and he was trying to get her off his hands. That's what it was. Cousin, I'm glad you looked through that deeper than you did, okay? All right, well, I thank you for sharing that with me. Now, there go Mary. Mary done jumped up in there.
Oh, wait, JJ.
Well, go on, Mary. Put it on up. Put it on up, girl. Pull it on up. Okay, now, this is my second question, people. I know everybody say love, and I know Malik is saying, now, you know what, Dr. Fabulous, this got to be your favorite question. And here it is, Mr. Malik. Let me tell you this. Is finances critical in a relationship? When the money is funny, does it make the honey go bitter? That's my question to you. When that money is not right in that relationship, does it make the honey go bitter? Or do you continue to work through it? So I'm going to ask that first question to Sister Mary. I need to know from you, when the finances is critical in a relationship, or when the money is funny, does it make the honey go bitter?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Now tell me why.
If you're not financially stable, how do we get by? I can't just be holding my weight, your weight, our weight. No. It doesn't work like that. Yes, I understand with sticking with somebody in order for them to grow, for y'all to grow. You know, okay, we're building towards this. This is the goals. These are what we're going to get. This is what we're setting out, whatever. We're writing a plan and we're achieving that. Yes, I understand that. But when you're not making any effort, or I'm steadily paying for everything, no, it's not going to work. Oh, well, I'll do this when I get more money. I promise to take you out and things like that. And I've been in that situation. Like one time that we discussed paying for the date first, right? I paid for the date. And then it became, okay, I always constantly pay for the date. Like, okay, you never had, like, no, okay. You pay for yours, I'll pay for mine. And we'll go from there.
You all started going Dutch.
Dutch, absolutely.
Gotcha.
No, you didn't go Dutch. No, you didn't. But yes.
Okay.
That is so funny.
All right. So I'm going to, okay, well, first cousin, you got your hand up.
I do, and I've been around a little while, 52 years old, and I've had my share of dating and dealing with relationships. And sometimes, if the money is funny, if the person has potential to make money, sometimes he may get laid off, sometimes he may get sick and lose his job or something like that. But I think if you look at what the person's intentions are, if they have potential to make money, and if you make the commitment to this person, nothing is guaranteed in life. We could all wake up tomorrow and we all lose our jobs. Does that mean our spouse is going to walk out on us? Or they're going to stick by our side and say, hey, you know what? We in this thing together. We're going to fight until we get it right.
Now, I'm going to tell you now, you say, is my spouse going to walk out on me? Now, you got some women that will definitely leave you.
They'll be ghosts. Like
they'll be gone like Audi 5000. But then you got some good women that say, I'm going to stick through this thing.
I got you.
I got you. But I'm telling you now, because I got a girlfriend. And if you don't make a certain amount, Your name is Audi,
They
and her
made
name is
the
Well,
president.
there's a title for that. There's a title for that. We all know what that title is. But we ain't saying
Oh,
nothing against your girlfriend. I'm just simply saying if you understand the relationship you are in and you're with your partner, whether you're married or not, and if the guy's out there working and doing his thing and something happened with his job and his money just ain't quite right, but this woman is secure that, hey, my man, he's hustling for me and I may make more than him at this point. But with his drive and the thing and his mindset and what he's trying to do, at some point he's gonna be back on his feet because this is who this man is. And this woman is secure with that, it should be okay. But you're right. Some people, the moment things go bad, they can't stand the rain. They're gonna go find shelter somewhere else.
Gold
yeah.
digger.
All right.
Yeah,
Anson, you got
those
your
type of
hand
people are called miserable.
miserable. Okay. Well, we gonna call my friend miserable then.
Miserable as
she-
hell.
Exactly.
Misery love company.
Yes,
Yeah.
As
All right.
hell.
Anson, you got. Oh, I'm gonna take a lady first. Chocolate Pearl, help me out.
We just have a question for First Cuz. How long do you have to wait
Wait for what?
for them to get back on their feet?
Before
It
you
depends
cut
on
out.
the level of the relationship. With my current situation right now, I'm married, going on 5 years. If something was to happen with my wife and her income, we're fine.
Okay, that's good.
What
And
she is saying is, say somebody lose their job for a year, you got him. 2 years, you got it. Okay, now we're in the 5 years and he ain't trying to do nothing different and capable of doing something different. How
Even
long
if you got to flip a hamburger, I got you.
Yeah. No matter what, my wife is secure with who I am as a person, and if the job that I have now, if it goes bad, hey, I work 2, 3, 4 jobs.
There you go.
And this is not about her. This is who I am as a person because I like nice stuff too.
Yeah,
I
but
like Tom Ford. I like nice stuff. Hey,
not every man has that mentality. If you think they have that mentality, but then when things get rough, you actually start seeing the true picture.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But for a woman, how long in that case? How long does she have to wait for him to get his footing back?
Well, I think every case is different. Every person is different. Every situation is different, and you have to make that determination. How much faith do you have in your relationship? Because only you and your partner would know that. How much faith do you have in him as a man that he's going to provide for you, that he's going to make sure you're taken care of? Only you would know that. No matter what kind of ups and downs you might have, at the end of the day, whatever if your man name is Willie, you know that Willie's going to take care of you. Willie's going to provide for you. Willie's going to get his rest. He's going to go out there and work 2 or 3 jobs to make sure that you have what you need.
So basically,
hey, First Cuz, just let me interject on that. I know why she asked that question. She basically did that for 16 years.
23.
Not the 16 years.
I'm saying 16.
Oh, well, hell, that's on her then.
I was getting ready to say, no, sister.
No, come on now.
You know when you sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
That's too long. That's too long. I wouldn't tell
wait.
nobody to wait 16 years unless it's on the Lord.
Now, Chocolate Pearl, let me give you some advice now. You speaking to that one.
Oh, hold on. Before you say that, trust and believe that was a lesson learned.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, I got you. I got you. But this is what I'm going to tell you. Because the same incident, and I always say this, I got you. I got a Black man to the core. And every day they would come and they would say, now, and this is why I'm saying, I do this because I love this. People come to me for advice. And this one young lady, she had this guy friend, and everything, the world was such every brick was on his shoulder. I said, well, help hold him up. But every time he come back, he couldn't find a job. He couldn't do this, but she was working 2 jobs to keep their lifestyle going. And I say, baby girl, listen, baby girl. He don't want to work. He don't want, I say, because there's a job out there. If he got to mop the floor, if he got to flip a burger, They hiring somewhere. But you have allowed him to feel that you gonna get out there and get it. Y'all still gonna ride in this old Lexus. Y'all still gonna live this lifestyle. But the only person getting burnt out is who? You. So when you get to that point and you understand that he really don't want to work, he want to be that good time, good looking guy, just waiting for you to come home and bring home the bacon, and he gonna help fry it up, eat it, do all of that, but he really don't want to work. Then that's when that old common sense have to kick in and say, listen, boo, I love you, but you got to bring something to the table. And that's why I say, let me rephrase this. If I married a man and he became sick or ill or disabled,
That's different.
that's a total different story.
Yeah.
But if he in his right mind and he can get up, get dressed, smell good, look good, he can get out there and find a job and do something. I don't care what it is. But I always told my daughters, and I told you live at my house, you gonna work. You got two things to do. You gonna work or go to school. And let me tell you, it got so good. My dog was so cute. I put him in a contest and he won food for an entire year. So everybody gonna do something around my house. I'm not gonna do
That's how I feel. But just to put this out, the person that my brother mentioned, he worked all his life and still worked. It just wasn't sufficient enough. And you know, so
okay, I got
that's
it. That was the situation where she was the breadwinner, you know.
Yeah, I was the breadwinner, but it's just that sometimes when you see somebody always progressing and you stay here, that's a different story. Yeah.
Did y'all start out that way, Chocolate Pearl?
No. It started out with me with one job and him with two.
Okay.
So you knew from the start he had that hustle in him.
Yeah,
he did. But life happened. Something along the way happened. And situations happen.
My bossiness happened.
So you done ran the man away.
I'm gonna be strictly honest. I felt that because I needed stuff to get done, I guess I nagged to the point where he's like, forget it. You know, you do you. You handle your business. I ain't doing nothing. I'm doing what I'm doing, and that's it. So that could be my fault. You know what I'm saying? But I still think that, you know, if you see somebody out there working two jobs and y'all still trying to make ends meet, then you should try to stand up, regardless if you're a woman or man. You still should stand up to try to keep that household afloat. So, but if you, and like you said earlier, first, cause you know, if you are the head of the household, then you're supposed to be head and head lead to success, but not stay stagnant because your wife is a nagger, you know, or your wife is too bossy. You know what I'm saying? It should have been where it should have been balanced, if anything, but it was never balanced. So I am a hustler. That's my daddy's fault. You know, I don't sit there and wait for somebody to do it. I do it. Yeah. I get it done. And if I have to have 2 or 3 jobs, I'm gonna have 2 or 3 jobs. You know, I did have 2 jobs and a couple of hustles on the side. But when you just sitting home and not doing nothing, you feel like it's not a good marriage or good relationship or a good household. And then the woman becomes the head of the household.
Yeah.
Well, Dr. Fellows, let me ask you this question. Okay, Chocolate Pearl.
You asking me or you asking
I'm asking Chocolate Pearl. I want you to allow me to ask her this question.
Okay, go right ahead.
Chocolate Pearl, what from your past experiences, moving into your current relationship or your next relationship, what have you learned from that?
Not to be bossy.
Not to be
bossy.
Well, you know, I was gonna say it kind of sounds like
be a little submissive. I'm learning that, to be a little submissive and allow that male to handle his business in his time.
Right.
Pearl, let me tell you, I'm gonna give you some lessons now. You got to always let the man think he in control. A man wanna be a man, but you can be steering in the background. Because let me tell you now, I'm that alpha female, but baby, I step back and let the man be the man because I love chivalry. I love all that good stuff. But in the back, I'm finagling my way. He just don't know. He might know it now.
Handling things.
The show, you know. But
Yeah.
that's the way you got to do it. You got to keep it right, you know. You can't
Yeah,
be a nagger. You can't be a nagger because a man don't want to be nagged. You got to know how
right.
to
And it
nag.
sounds like probably
Right.
that he probably felt like he couldn't do anything to satisfy you at
Right.
that
Right.
point. So he
But
kind of
You
just
got to finesse
you
the
learn that in
situation.
the end. You know, you learn that towards the end.
right,
You realize,
right,
you know, y'all losing each other. But
exactly.
in the long run, I felt a lot of it. Now thinking back, I felt a lot of it was my fault. And you know, if you constantly beating not just a man but anybody down, they could just
Right,
throw a flag and say, "Okay, I'm done," and
exactly.
get mad at that. You know, but you can learn from it. And so I'm learning from that, and to allow the man to be that man he's supposed to be, and just hold him up and stand beside him. I'm sorry, I can't stand the back, but I'm gonna stand beside him and help him progress and
Right,
lead him on and try to encourage
But
him
he has to
to
want
do
to
what.
do that. You can encourage a man all you want. You, like they say, you can lead a horse to water. You can't make them drink. You can encourage a man to be the best that he can, but if he doesn't have that in him, within himself, he's not going to do it. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I agree. I appreciate you sharing. Chocolate Pearl, I'm going to take it in this order, and then I'm going to turn it over to my Dr. Feel Good. I'm going to go to Rico. I'm going to come to Marianne, and guess what? I got that answer to pull it on home. So go ahead, Rico and Levita, and then Marianne. And what's your friend name, Marianne?
JJ.
JJ. Okay, we're going to take Rico and Levita, Marianne and JJ, and then we're going to bring it on home with Anson, and I'm going to turn it on over to Dr. Feelgood. Go right ahead.
To me, I heard some contradictory.
Give it to me, give it to me.
And the reason I say that, because the conversation started with, if the money is funny, what's wrong with the honey, right?
No, that the honey goes sour.
Well, the
Sour,
honey goes
bitter,
sour.
Yeah.
tangerine, whatever you want to call it. But you saying as well, okay, yeah, there's jobs to do out there. And yes, you could do different type of jobs that pay minimum, right? So if it pays minimal, guess what? Your money is still funny.
Bang, bang, bang.
Right.
You already hit it on the nail with Dr. Fabulous. I ain't trying to work with him with no minimum wage.
But at the same time, I Black Pearl, I get that. I mean, yeah, that's way, I mean, Chocolate Pearl, I'm sorry. I mean, that's just way too long. Now, you know, 3-5 years, just like First Cuz said, you know, if you're married, you stick together, you work together to get that person built up, right? You stand beside them, in front of them, do what you have to do. But in my ears anyway, from what I hear, was a lot of kind of like bashing in a way, but it goes both ways, men and women, okay? I mean, if you got sick or you relocated, if you did something, you have to get an opportunity to get to where you're supposed to be.
As long as you're progressing towards that.
As long as you're progressing to that.
Yeah.
Now, yes, in 6 months, 7 months, if you come through 6-7 jobs, there's an issue. You know, you already know what the game plan is, which is nothing.
You got it.
Right.
That's it.
But if you see the person, yes, they progressing, they doing what they love or what you want to build on, and they have something else to try to fall on, if they have that opportunity, then okay, you say, well, you know, this person, they hustling, as you said, they trying to progress, they trying to get better. Right, they got potential. But if they just laying back and they say, oh yeah, I got this part-time job and I got this, then
And
it's time to move on.
Time to move on.
You know.
All right.
But I mean, that's what I just had to say. To me, I just heard a lot of contradictory. I was just like, wait a minute, but that's the same thing. You're still back in the same situation.
Listen, Rico, you already know Dr. Fabulous was looking at that $3.35 an hour wasn't gonna work for me. So, all right, come on, Marianne, and give me what you got. Oh, is it
JJ.
JJ?
Well, Rico had already hit it on it, but here's the problem with that. If I dress the part, walk the part, smell the part, you don't know if I got 335. That's the
But your
first
bank
thing.
account know if you got
You
335.
still won't know unless I let you know. One, for a prime example, I never know how much money Mary make, but Mary don't pay for shit. I don't ask her how much money she make. She spent $600 last night eating and bullshit. I ain't gonna get that money back. But when you mess with a person and they love you unconditionally, like the lady Miss Chocolate, Pearl Chocolate, even though she stayed with that man for 16 years, she also kind of knew the reason. Because she said it could have been her fault for not letting him be the man. So when she got tired, she chose to be the head of the household. That was one. But because I make 335, well, I don't make 335.
I know, because Mary wouldn't be with you if you made 335, because I know Mary.
Here you go.
I swear. Hey, look, that conversation over. I'm gonna walk away from my club. I'm gonna go to McDonald's and get me some burgers.
Go on. But you won't be with Mary long, I guarantee you that.
Hey, I won't be at the fair reunion then. Nah, but Rico kind of hit it for me, like, how do you change it when it's 335 regardless? I mean, or the money ain't there, but Rico hit it. That's what I was gonna say, but Rico killed it, so it wasn't no need for me to say nothing.
All right. Well, thank you for sharing whatever your thoughts were. And I'm gonna turn this on over to Mr. Anson before he go to sleep. And then Dr. Phil gonna roll right on in and make us feel real good. Come on, Anson.
All right. So could you repeat the question to me so I can answer it properly?
Now, Anson, if you are in a relationship and the money not right, does it make the honey bitter? And that's on the behalf, I don't know if it will be on the behalf of a man or a woman, but I think that when you live a certain lifestyle, everybody got to be playing a little role in something. But okay, bring it to me. Tell me what you think.
Yeah, so that question would be hell no.
What's the hell no about? Give me some hell no.
Hell no, it don't make the honey get dry or run out. Because what I look at it is, if you deal with me, what I make don't mean nothing to you because I'm not gonna put it towards you anyway.
Oh, well, Lord have mercy.
Well, you, Anson, I don't want your cougar.
Anson be so mean to his women.
I don't
Anson must got a goal. Ooh, I ain't gonna even say it, Lord. I ain't gonna say it.
I'm not mean. I'm just realistic when it comes down to it. Because
Anson, you in a relationship with somebody, you say you ain't gonna give her nothing?
The relationship don't mean that you have access to my earnings. That's what it don't mean. That's
You're never gonna get married.
Anson, I want to know what it means for you to love a woman.
What it means for you to love a woman is that you have me and all of me.
Including your finances.
Including your finances. Right.
But see, that's the problem I have with a lot of women, is that they include their finances with me or my finance with me. And when it boils down to it, that don't have a damn thing to do with you until I make it until I make it have something to do with you.
So you don't want a partner. You don't want a partner.
Yeah, when it gets to the partnership.
But that's what we're talking about. When it's to the partnership, that's what we're talking about.
No, I'm not talking about just a girlfriend, Anson.
No, that's the illusion that you all like to put in front of a man. A lot of men don't sit up here and look at that as an illusion because y'all just do it to get what you want and then go about your way.
No, we're saying
no.
We're saying together, putting money together, being able to grow together.
Right.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm with us working together, but typically in this single world we live in now, is that a lot of women, young and old, on the front of building together when all they really want is to take.
Not true.
That's not true, Anson.
Not true.
I can't agree with you on that.
That's a different.
And there's a separate role. We got to be mindful too, Anson. There are separate roles that men have from what women have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I mean, there's different expectations for a man than there are women. Now, if you want to blurry the line, you can't be selective.
Right.
You want to say we all equal, then don't be mad when, you know, we start talking like a nigga. You know what I mean? Like,
Hello, somebody.
Until we get to the point where we are equal together, then we are separate.
right. But,
Okay, so
but there's a courting period. When you meet somebody, when you meet a lady, there's a courting period. You can't come to somebody, you can't come to a woman and say, listen, I want to court you, but I'm telling you right now, my shit is mine and yours is yours.
Yeah,
Like,
it seems like
that
you
ain't
have a
gonna work.
lot of guards up.
I have a
These
lot of
single
guards.
forever?
No.
I have a lot of guards up for a reason. And
but
the reason
wait,
is
Anson. See, I'm gonna tell you this, like they say, blood. I understand what you're saying, and maybe you've been in a situation where you had a woman that was a user. But what we're saying, the question is about when you're with that partner. Let's give you an illusion. You got a wife now. You can't tell your wife yours is yours and hers is hers, because when you become one, you are as one.
Come on. He understands that, Dr. Fabulous. I think what we're overlooking is everyone on here have different experiences, and he's sharing from his perspective. And I think we're kind of beating up on him because of his perspective. We don't all see things the same. Wait a minute, please. We don't all see things the same way, and I'm listening to what he's saying. This is his opinion on how he sees things based upon his experiences. So let's listen to what he's saying and respect that instead of just ganging up on us and answering you wrong.
No, I ain't ganging up on him, because if he don't want to give a girl a dime or he don't want to buy her a drink, that's good if the girl stick with him. You know?
Exactly. We're just saying we
That's
understand
what I
that maybe
always
those
say.
are experiences, but at the same time, if you want to find somebody that you want to love and grow with, you're gonna have to be more open.
Yeah.
That's all we're saying. We're not
Mr.
saying
Malik got his hand up.
I think I can agree. I understand. I'm like you first, because I hear what Anson's saying, and what he's basically saying. Like me, I've met women who are like a cemetery. All that they take in, don't want to give nothing back. So he ran into that. I ran into that. But what you're saying, Dr. Fabulous, is once y'all two becomes one, his mentality will change. And I think it will, because he's gonna know he's got a queen of his dream. So it ain't gonna be he's stashing all the money, you know, and trying to do like that. He'll probably be more open because he found the love of his life. You know what I mean? So things will change. He's saying that now because of what he's been through. But once two becomes one, I think it'll change.
And right now, he's not there. He's not at that point yet.
Gotcha. Okay. I was just trying to get that feel of it, because, you know, in this day and age, I ain't gonna say what I'm gonna say, because you all say they got a word for it. But anyway, I'm gonna turn this wonderful segment over to.
Say what you got to say, because I'm not done saying what I was saying.
No, cousin, I got you, I understand. So I'm going to turn this wonderful segment. Chocolate Pearl, I see your hand up. Is it up from the last time, or is it up for now? Last time.
It was up from the last time. I apologize.
Gotcha. Okay, so I'm gonna smooth right on into the fabulous, the wonderful Dr. Feelgood. It's all on you, Dr. Feelgood.